However it is, good morning to you guys. I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I have a bunch of energy. But today we're not going to be doing a doggy recipe. We're going to be doing a homemade recipe for humans. But here's one thing. So me and Rosalie, later in this week, we're going to be making a packing video for camping. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's make some recipes. I know some kids watch us, and I'm just happy whoever watches us, it's fine. But there are some rules here. This is a pan. We're gonna be cooking on the pan today. But just have your mom or your dad look at this recipe. But we're gonna be cooking on the stove today, so be safe. Okay? And if you're old enough to cook on the stove like I am, let's get started. First thing you want, let me cut my butter. 1 teaspoon of butter. Cut 1 teaspoon of butter in half. Heat up the stove and then melt your butter. Next thing is we're going to get our bread right here. 1 piece of bread. And then after your 1 piece of bread, you're going to cut it into tiny, tiny little squares. And don't cook any of the crust yet, but save it. Alrighty, so it should look a little something like this. Little tiny squares. Cut this one. It's too big. Don't have it too big because it might not cook as well as the other ones. But you have like tiny little squares. Now set that aside and get your brown sugar. The ingredients we need for right now is the butter and the bread. So if you already did, you melted your butter on the stove, and now you're gonna put these little bread pieces on the stove, and then just stir them around for a couple of minutes. First timers, I suggest you keep the fire on low, because that's how I did it my first time, but I'm doing mine on high. Now that you guys are done cooking your little bread, take your brown sugar and take 1 teaspoon.
And then just shove it back in.
And then put it on the stove. So after you put your brown sugar in, you're going to put another teaspoon of actual sugar, white sugar, into the pan. And then you're going to get a teaspoon of water, put it into the pan, and don't take the bread out, just move it to the side. And then put all your ingredients on the other side. So then after you've put all of your ingredients in there, you're going to start mixing and mixing. You're going to start mixing until they're golden brown or a little bit of the brown, not dark at all. And then you should come out with something like this. But if you guys liked, I already said this, but these are really tasty and delicious. Share this recipe with your friends. Jeez! Share this recipe with your friends or some other people, but this is so good. I can't stop eating it. But I'll see you guys next time. Love you. They're homemade little goodie treats. They're actually the bomb. I love them so much. If you guys like this recipe, comment, subscribe, and like for some more. I will be making more human recipes than dogs because I guess all of us have to live. But the reason why you save the crust is for one, if you're weird like me, you just do this to the sides, like just